And I wanted to do a quick practice, first of all, that I think really summarizes what we're trying to do with these skills, and kind of simplifies everything. So we need all these different steps and approaches to build it up, but really we're aiming for something very simple, which is a ability to have a detached observation of these thoughts, not react to them, same with the feelings, and then to engage in life and to be focused in life, even with this stuff here. So I'm going to do a practice to sort of show you that I think's helpful. So what I'll do, the first round, I will just say a chain of different words, so neutral words, probably nothing too challenging. It might be, occasionally it's challenging for people, random words, but it's going to be just things around me. And all you have to do is, like the beginning of dropping anchor, is just observe your thoughts. So you just watch the images, if it generates images, verbal thoughts, blank, whatever happens, you just detached observe your mind. And we'll do that for a minute or two, and then we'll do another version with some trigger words in it that will be a little bit more challenging, but we're trying to do the same thing. Normally I would work the trigger words with a client, but because everyone's got different themes, I'll just take the themes and I'll just throw in some trigger words or questions. But the first one, we'll just do neutral thoughts, or neutral words. So sit there comfortably. You could close your eyes if you're comfortable to do that, or you can keep them open if it's harder to close your eyes. And we want to be able to practice both ways, sometimes eyes closed, sometimes eyes open. So it really doesn't matter which one. Take a moment to connect in with your recovery goals and your recovery values. It's the person you want to be in response to OCD. Who matters? What matters? Your motivation. And then I'm going to say this chain of neutral words. Just notice what your mind does, and also your body, if you have any feelings as well. Just observe them. So, cup of tea, grey cloud. What did you have for tea? Music. What's your favorite song? Fire. Rainbow. Lake. What was your childhood pet called? What's your best friend's name? Grass. Birds. Bubbling river. Glass of water. Okay, and we'll pause there. So that's the neutral words. So just consider, how did you get on? Were you able to have some degree of detached observation? Just noticing, acknowledging the reaction in you. And that quality is what we want to bring to the next part of the practice. So I'm going to do the same type of thing, but this time I'm going to throw in some words that are triggering based off some of the themes that I know people are dealing with, and general OCD and anxiety, things that are triggering. So I know that we've got sort of health OCD and health anxiety, harm, POCD, ROCD, existential, perfectionism, contamination, checking. So I'll pull different words that relate to those different things. So again, just sitting there comfortably and take a moment to connect in with your motivation again. Recovery goals, recovery values. And as I go through this list, also observe your body reaction. If you do have any body reaction to it, any emotions, just notice where you feel that, what you feel. Book, cup of tea, health issue, grey clouds. What if I harm someone? Lights, children playing. What if they're not the right person for me? Curtain, slippers. Everything's got to be just right. It's got to be perfect. Wooden path, existential. That feels contaminated. What if I didn't check right? Mountains, dogs. What if my family are in danger? Radiator. What if it is a health symptom? What did you have for tea? What if I'm a bad person? Good. So what we're trying to do is learn this quality of diffusion, this ability to just observe our mind. And we're starting with something neutral, and we're trying to carry that over into things that are more challenging, to be able to observe that, observe the body reaction. And really where we're trying to get with this, it works best on a window, but I'll do it with a picture. So you imagine we're in a room together and there's a window, and I can write your intrusive thoughts on the window and we can look through. Now let's go. What if I'm a bad person? What if it's just a generic sort of OCD type fear? Obviously, many ways OCD shows up, and it's not always a what if question, but just picking something simple that catches a lot of different stuff. If it's on a window, you look through it, you get this real sense of, like, as I stare at the words and I read them, the view blurs, but as I look through the words and I see the view, the words start to blur. So see if you can get a sense of that on this picture. So you look at the words, you imagine you're caught up with your thoughts, but then you look through it, you see the view behind it. So you see the blue sky, you see the trees, you see the field, you look at the detail, you engage in it, and the words can be there, but we're not so fixated on them. We're looking through them. And this is really what we're trying to build up the ability to do. And, you could put feelings on there. You could have, anxiety, stress, shame, anger, disgust, whatever is showing up. So we're looking through these thoughts and feelings, using these skills of diffusion, acceptance, engagement. And this is where we're trying to get to. We want to get to the place where we're really comfortable with the thoughts popping up, the feelings popping up, and I can still look through them and engage in my life and focus on what matters to me. So I just think it's a really nice analogy for what we're trying to build through all the different ACT skills. This comes from metacognitive therapy, actually, as a sort of concept, which is another. I personally, I think it's very similar to ACT, but they sort of really focus in on the diffusion aspect and some other things as well. But it's sort of quite similar to ACT, and I really like this analogy because if you really want to get good recovery from OCD, you've got to be able to be in this state for long periods of time. So you've got to be able to have the thoughts there and engage deeply in life and sort of look through them, not, engage, not fixate on them. And then, if we get good at that, yeah, that's how we start to, get the experience of them fading away or getting smaller or starting to disappear for periods of time. But that won't happen until we're able to do this thing of just looking through them, letting them be there, allowing, not reacting. And of course, OCD resisted. So we start to do this, and then it does but what if it's real this time? Or, this is too intense. Or like in the question earlier, the panic's too intense, I can't do this. Or some other way that it starts to resist. And then we've got to do the same with that. Look,